Hello guys, welcome to another video from Computer channel. In this video, we're gonna continue our playlist in coding interview and solve another famous problem that you may see in your interview. And we call this problem the valid parentheses. That in this question we have a string and we must check that the parentheses that we use in this string are valid, and we will see this question together and try to solve it. Actually, this one has a very famous and or better I say optimal solution that we implemented this solution here in this question. And yes, that's it guys, let's solve it together. Okay guys, as you can see here, this is the question valid parentheses. Given a string is containing just the characters, that we have three type of parentheses actually that contains open and close bracket in them. Determine if the input string is valid. An input string is valid if number one condition is that open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets. Number two condition is that open brackets must be closed in the correct order. And number three condition is that every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. So let me show you this condition actually here. The first condition says that open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets here. So the first condition is that if we have an open bracket like this, the closed bracket must be like the same bracket that we started with this. So here the closed bracket must be like this, and or here the closed bracket must be like this, and here the closed bracket must be like this. So this is a condition number one that we have here. The second condition is that open brackets must be closed in the correct order. So based on this condition, that we call it condition number two, this string here, actually we have an open bracket like this, and after that this open bracket, and if after this we close our first bracket that I show you here like this string is invalid actually, because first we must close this bracket here like this, and after that we can close the first bracket. So this is the condition number three. And the last condition is that every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. So this condition actually told us that we can't have some string like this, because we know that every closed bracket must have an open bracket based on condition number three. So here we have a closed bracket like this, and we don't have any open bracket that we can start this bracket like this and close it with this bracket that we have here. So this string here is also invalid. So yes, this three condition is our condition that we must check in this question here. So let's back to question. Our first example here is that we have input is that is like this, and we know that actually this string here is true, because based on our condition, the first condition told us that open bracket must be closed by the same type of bracket, and actually we keep this condition here and we hold it. And the second condition was that open bracket must be closed in the correct order, and yes, we close our brackets in correct order. Every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type, and yes, we have this closed bracket and we have a corresponding open bracket of the same type. So this string is true. We have this string here. This one is also true, because for any open bracket we have a same type of closed bracket that we have here, and actually vice versa, for every closed bracket we have a corresponding open bracket of the same type, and open bracket must be closed in the correct order. And as you can see here, we hold this condition here. But in the example number three, as you can see here, we open our bracket like this, but actually somehow we don't hold our first condition that told us that open bracket must be closed by the same type of bracket, but we close our bracket with another type of bracket. So this one is false. This one is true, because we hold all of our condition. And the example number five, actually this one is wrong because we don't hold the condition number 2. Open bracket must be closed in the correct order. We break the order here, so this condition is false. So let's solve it together, the optimal solution for this question that we have here. We can use a data structure that we call it a stack. The stack, or somehow we call it LIFO actually, is something like this. We have a stack like this, or sometimes we call it LIFO data structure, that is a standby last in first out. So this is equal to last in first out. This is the type of data structure that we want to use it here. For any open bracket, we will add our bracket in this stack here. So if we have this string like this, we must add these two brackets to our stack. So first we add the number 1 like this, and after that we add number 2 like this. Yes. And after that, if we start to see some close bracket like this, yes, for any close bracket we must have some open bracket with the same time. So all we have to do is that we must check the actually close bracket with the top of our stack. So here we have this close bracket, we must check it with the top of our stack, that this is this element here. And if both of these bracket was in the same time, we can pop the top of our stack here, and actually we will continue this work until we reach the position that at the end of our question our stack must be empty. Because if we have any element in our stack, for example if we have this element here, it means that we don't close this bracket, so this actually string is invalid. Or we have this close bracket here, it means that we don't have any open bracket with the same type for this close bracket, so this is invalid. And we must check all of this. But actually here for optimization we can use from another data structure that we call it hash. In hash we know that we can access the element in big O of 1. So this is very useful when you want to check that if any element is in your actually hash table or not. All we have to do here is that we define a new dictionary, for example dict like this, and for any close bracket we will actually in the hash map our type of our input are key and value, especially in dictionary that we use in Python. So here our key will become our close bracket like this, and actually like this, and another one like this. Yes. And for value that we must write here, actually the values are the open bracket of the same time. So here we have this open bracket, here we have this open bracket, and here we have this open bracket. And yes, as you can see, this dictionary, we will use this dictionary to check that. Actually we will use it in our code to check that for any close bracket we have the same open bracket at the same time. So let's start the coding here. Actually, as you can see, first we have a string s that contain our string, or better I say our parentheses. So first I will define a new dictionary that we call it dict1, actually, or better I say we will call it parentheses like this. And for this dictionary that we have here, we have to, as I say to you, we must define our parentheses. Our key are our close bracket and their value are their open brackets. So let's start. First we have the parentheses like this. Yes, but our key are the actually close brackets, so we will define it like this, and the value of there is the open bracket. So yes, this is true. After that we have bracket here, that this is the close bracket, and after that we must define the open bracket like this, and after that we have the type of parentheses like this that we use in defining dictionary. So here we have this type of close bracket, and after that we have this type of open bracket. And yes, this is our dictionary that we will use in defining our solution here. After that we will start to iterate in our thing that we call it S here. For var in S, we will define this condition that if the actually variable that we see in our iteration not in parentheses, the dictionary, when we actually define this condition, let me first define the condition if var not in parentheses like this. It means that we must iterate over our keys, not value, just over keys, and check that if our input was like one of them. And if we have this condition, we will continue, or if we don't have this condition, it means that our variable was not in the dictionary that we define here. And as I told you, the checking that an element is in a hash map is actually costs the big O of 1. So yes, this is very optimal here. So after that, if var not in parentheses, actually here we must define a stack. This is how we will use our stack here. So first, if our var not in our parentheses, it means it is a open bracket. So we can add it to our stack. So we will write this part here, stack.append, actually var. Yes, this is true. But what about else? If our var was in our parentheses, it means that it is an open bracket. Actually, it means that it is a closed bracket. So here, actually, we can check two things. The first one is that actually, if our stack is empty, it means that actually, let me show you. If our string is like this, so when we check this parentheses here, we will go to our stack. So if our stack is empty, it means that we don't have any open bracket that we can check it with our closed bracket, and it means that this string is false. So here, if we don't have any stack, or better I said, the length of our stack was 0, we know that when we define array here like this, we define a stack here. If the length of our array is equal to 0, it means that it is false. Its value is equal to false. So if not a stack here, we can return false like this. But else, if we have something in our stack, we must pop it from our stack, and we want to check that the thing that we pop from our stack is the open bracket of the closed bracket that we see here. So we have to define this condition here. Last is equal to stack.pop. Yes, like this. And after that, if last was not equal to, actually, we have parentheses here, that we will reach our value of our key by call the key in our hash map. So our key is variable here, and if last was not equal to parentheses dot variable here, we will return false. Yes, that's it. And yes, this is our actually basic iteration that we have here by for. And finally, if our stack is empty and we don't have anything in our stack, it means that we solved this question correct and this string is valid. So finally we can say that return actually not stack. So when our stack is empty, we know that it is equal to false. So when we call that return not a stack, it means that if our stack is empty, we return true. Or actually, yes, This is the condition that we define here, so let's test it first. Yes, as you can see here, we pass all of the test cases that we have here, so let's submit it. And actually, yes, we solved this question. And actually, this solution that I use here is optimal, but why we only hit actually 36% of other solution? Because people writing the solution of this question with different languages. Someone use from Java, C, or C++, or other languages that you can use to solve this question. And we know that some languages like C or C++ or Java are so much faster than Python. So if both of you write the optimal solution here, their solution must run faster in their system compared to our solution that we write it with Python. So this is the actually reason behind this 36% of percent that we hit it with this solution. And actually the time complexity and the space complexity of this solution that I use here is big O of 1, both for time and space complexity is equal to big O of n. Actually, yes, is big O of n, because first we must iterate over our actually input string that we call it s. So discuss the time complexity of big O of n, and for space complexity we define a hash map here, actually parentheses, and it costs us the big O of n for extra space that we use for this question here. And yes, this is the solution that actually we use to solve this question here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe you will see this question in your interview. If you like this video, you can like my video and subscribe to my channel. This is the big motive for me. And if you have any idea for next question that I must solve or other things, leave them in the comment part. I will read all of your comments. And yes, that's it. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.